As soon as Xiao caught a whiff of the awakening aura from these puppet guards, a shiver ran down his spine, and he immediately sprang up, shouting, "Not good! Retreat!" Without a backward glance, he grabbed Qing'er and the others, racing towards the massive bronze doors. In that fleeting moment of perception, Xiao realized that these beings possessed immense power, far beyond his ability to contend with. Thus, retreat was the only option. Crash! As the pill in Xiao hand transformed into a white mist and surged into the puppet guards' bodies, the massive bronze doors suddenly shut with a resounding boom, blocking all escape routes. Damn it! Xiao cursed as he arrived before the bronze doors, realizing their path was now entirely cut off. "Brother Xiao," Qing Wanshu muttered with a frown, clearly aware of the dire situation. Powerful presences throughout the pill hall were slowly stirring to life. These puppet guards, the weakest among them, are at the peak Do D level, and there's even a true Do Xian among them. Furthermore, as puppets, they feel no pain and exist only to kill. "How reckless of me," Xiao muttered as he watched the puppet guards, who were slowly opening their eyes, each gaze now filled with murderous intent. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao hadn't finished speaking when the puppet guards' eyes fully opened. Their bodies regained vitality, and in a flash, they advanced upon Xiao and his group. 10 puppet guards, each exuding a fierce killing intent as they gazed sharply at Xiao and his companions. Their bodies emitted a faint white light, devoid of any blood or life force, yet their power was undeniably at the peak Do D level. 10 peak Do D puppets. Qing'er's eyebrows knitted tightly as she watched the 10 puppet guards. Even with the combined strength of the 3 of them, defeating 10 peak Do D puppets would be an incredibly daunting task. "It's not over yet," Xiao said, his eyes fixed warily on a figure in the distance. Following Xiao gaze, Qing'er and Qing Wanshu spotted a swirling mass of colorful mist slowly encircling a puppet. The puppet's entire body was shrouded in the colorful mist, and its power appeared to exceed that of the 10 peak Do D puppets. A Do Xian puppet? Qing Wanshu's face paled, swallowing hard as his lips went dry. With his and Xiao peak Do D strength, even with Qing'er's 8-turn 9-star Do D power, handling 10 peak Do D puppets would be costly. Adding a Do Xian puppet to the mix would make their odds of survival nearly zero. "Brother Xiao," Qing Wanshu spoke, his voice laced with resolve. "This Do Xian puppet's power isn't fully stable yet. It's somewhere around the half-step Do Xian level, not a full Do Xian," Xiao remarked, noticing Qing Wanshu's determination. "Can you two hold off the Do Xian puppet for one incense stick's time?" Xiao eyes narrowed. Only by quickly neutralizing the 10 peak Do D puppets could they hope to escape this predicament. "What?" Qing'er exclaimed, stunned as if struck by lightning. Qing'er and Qing Wanshu were both intelligent enough to understand. Xiao choice to tackle the 10 peak Do D puppets wasn't out of cowardice. In fact, from a certain perspective, 10 peak Do D opponents were even more dangerous than a single Do Xian puppet. Qing Wanshu, who was initially prepared to make a desperate last stand, calmed down upon hearing Xiao plan. "Trust me. If you two can hold the Do Xian puppet for one incense stick's time, I have a way to handle these 10 peak Do D puppets. But if you can't, then we're as good as dead," Xiao said solemnly. "We can do it." Qing Wanshu nodded, giving Xiao a look of newfound respect. These 10 peak Do D puppets were indeed more terrifying than the Do Xian puppet, yet Xiao tone indicated he had confidence in dealing with them. "The pills in the alchemy cauldron amplify their strength. Make sure they don't destroy the cauldron. Let's move." Without another word, Xiao shouted. "Understood." Exchanging a glance, Qing'er and Qing Wanshu steeled their expressions, fully aware that these puppets served as the pill hall's guardians, left here by its master. If they could overcome these guardians, the treasures of the hall would be theirs. If not, their end would be grim. Boom, boom, boom. The moment they acted, a dazzling black and white energy of life and death surged from Qing'er and Qing Wanshu, their figures leaping towards the Do Xian puppet. Swoosh! Thud! With a quick glance at Qing'er and Qing Wanshu, he gauged their strength. The Do Xian puppet let out a thunderous roar, slowly absorbing the surrounding colorful mist, revealing its full form. What a powerful physique! Qing murmured, unable to take her eyes off the thick, muscular build barely concealed under the silver armor of the Do Xian puppet. Qing heavenly hand. Great sun wind-ripping palm. Exchanging a glance, Qing and Qing Wanshu unleashed their powers. A brilliant force of life and death energy surged between them, quickly forming two energy-infused palms that tore through the air toward the Do Xian puppet. Go! With a shout, the two immense energy hands surged forward, hurtling straight at the Do Xian puppet. The Do Xian puppet's silver armor began to emit a multicolored glow. Standing its ground, it didn't dodge, seemingly ready to take the full impact of their attack. Is it insane? Qing wondered, her eyes widening in surprise. She knew well that, though her Qing heavenly hand wasn't overwhelmingly powerful, it was still a genuine peak immortal-grade battle technique. Meanwhile, her brother's great sun wind-ripping palm was a saint-grade skill. Such potent attacks could likely obliterate even a half-step Do Xian in an instant. Yet, in the next moment, her concerns began to fade. To her astonishment, as the two massive energy palms struck the Do Xian puppet's silver armor, the energy rapidly weakened, dissipating into tiny streams that flowed gently into the puppet's body through its armor. This process stabilized the Do Xian puppet's initially erratic energy, grounding it firmly at the early 1-star Do Xian level. Damn it, this silver armor can absorb our power. Qing and Qing Wanshu finally understood, a flash of dread crossing their faces. What exactly is this silver armor? Qing wondered aloud, her voice tinged with shock. It not only weakens our attacks, but also converts them into its own strength? Qing Wanshu was equally stunned by the scene unfolding before him. Brother, we can't keep attacking. If we do, it'll just add more pressure on Xiao. Qing lips parted slightly as she spoke, clearly alarmed. With the puppet having absorbed their combined assault, its strength was now firmly stabilized at the early 1-star Do Xian level. Attacking further would only empower it even more. Understood. We'll focus on stalling it. Qing Wanshu nodded. He knew that with their strength alone, defeating this Do Xian puppet was unlikely. Their only hope was to hold out long enough for Xiao to intervene. While Qing and Qing Wanshu ceased their offensive, shifting to a defensive stance, Xiao found himself struggling against the relentless assault from 10-peak Do puppets. I underestimated these puppets, Xiao muttered as he dodged attacks, his Niwen palace whirling rapidly, clearly preparing something. Despite his highly advanced movement techniques, he was still hard-pressed by the 10-peak Do puppets, forced to maneuver with an air of desperation. The Golden Demon puppet was useful before, but after its recent power surge, it's nearly at its limit. It's no longer sufficient, as it can only contend with a mid-7-star Do, far too weak now. However, if I could somehow subdue these puppets, they'd make formidable allies. Dodging attack after attack, Xiao thoughts raced as he considered the possibilities. Curiously, these 10-peak Do puppets seemed to exhibit a kind of intelligence, as if intentionally targeting his vulnerable spots. No matter how he tried to evade, their strikes seemed uncannily precise, aimed directly at his weak points. Only by making split-second decisions had he managed to avoid serious injury. What was even stranger was that when he reached out with his soul force, he sensed an underlying aura of pain within these puppets, as though they were being controlled against their will. Each puppet unleashed one fearsome attack after another, sending terrifying beams of Do Qi hurtling towards Xiao as he dodged at high speed. Huff, enough running. It's time for you all to experience the power of a formation. Thunder Webfire Array. In an instant, Xiao body emitted a brilliant light, and a vast formation enveloped the 10-peak Do puppets. This formation was one that Zhu Jin had once imparted to him, and with the addition of his sacred flame, its power was even greater. The Crimson Formation ensnared the 10-peak Do puppets, and Xiao leapt into the center of the array. Here, he held every advantage. The setting, the timing, the terrain. Everything was in his favor. Formation? Qing and Qing Wanshu, who were locked in a continuous struggle with the Xian puppet, exclaimed in surprise as a fiery red light enveloped the scene before them. This fiery brilliance revealed a formation skillfully deployed by Xiao. They knew all too well the ferocity of such formations. A powerful formation could rival an elite, well-trained army, and formation scrolls had nearly vanished from the public eye, as formation masters were even rarer than alchemists. This scarcity made formation scrolls exceedingly precious. It seems this guy really might be a young master out training from some prestigious family, Qing Wanshu muttered to himself, mistakenly assuming Xiao to be a noble prodigy due to his ability to ensnare Tin-Peak Do Dis with a formation. Little did he know, Xiao wasn't relying on a formation scroll, but instead activated the formation through his own core inscriptions, making it far more formidable than any scroll-based setup. Looks like brother Xiao indeed has a plan. Qing less experienced and more straightforward than Qing Wanshu, urged her brother to hold on a bit longer as they resumed their engagement with the Xian puppet. These guys, Xiao, hovering above the thunder webfire array, observed the 10 puppets below him and murmured thoughtfully. Although trapped within his formation, these puppets showed no sign of panic. Instead, they emanated thin streams of silver light that intertwined among them, their pupils glowing with a dazzling silver radiance. Remarkable, Xiao whispered, witnessing this unusual silver energy, which he speculated could be their very life essence, spreading across the 10 puppets as they tried to pinpoint him. Before Xiao could react, the 10 puppets surged upward, launching a fierce assault on him. The intensity of their attacks was such that even a half-step Xian would likely be forced to evade. Bring it on, Xiao smirked, unfazed. But don't underestimate my thunder webfire array. He gathered his power as blazing, radiant lightning converged from all directions within the formation, heating the air around him. Fire thunder web, bind them. With a command, Qing Yellow's sacred flame surged forth, and massive pillars of lightning, each over 100 meters high, formed into an immense fiery web thousands of meters across, infused with sacred flame. The 10 puppets, unprepared for Xiao's audacity encountering their full assault, suddenly found themselves ensnared by the fire thunder web, powerless to break free. Roar! The puppets, bound within the flaming web, struggled wildly, emitting beast-like roars in their desperation to escape. I'll help you find peace, Xiao murmured, descending toward the trapped puppets. Confident in his formation's power, he was certain it would hold these 10-peak Do-Di puppets for a while, especially since it contained a fusion of 2 sacred flames. As Xiao drew closer, the puppets let out primal roars, their beastly voices echoing in defiance. You must have recklessly entered here, he mused, sensing their tragic fate. Unfortunately, you fell victim to this ruthless alchemist's trickery. Let me set you free. With those words, Xiao closed his eyes, channeling the power within his soul sea. As his soul power surged forth, the puppets suddenly calmed, a hint of satisfaction even appearing on their faces. Thank you, came a faint, fragmented whisper from them, before they disintegrated into ashes before Xiao. That alchemist really was a wicked one, Xiao muttered, cursing as he watched the ashes settle. What a vile person, he continued, shaking his head. From the start, Xiao had sensed something different about these puppets compared to the Xian puppet. Originally, Xiao had speculated that once he helped them break free from their soul control, the 10 puppets would calm down, allowing him the chance to seize control. After all, if he could control 10-peak Do-Di puppets, it would be a powerful asset. But who could have predicted that as soon as Xiao freed them from the soul control, the puppets instantly lost all vitality and turned to ashes? The secret behind this must be related to the alchemist who perished here. Sigh, forget it. Let's deal with that guy outside first. I hope this place doesn't disappoint me. Xiao muttered in brief disappointment before the thunder webfire array instantly disappeared. Are you guys all right? Having just dealt with the 10 puppets, Xiao turned to Qing Wanshu and the others. Xiao, Qing despite struggling under the pressure of the Xian puppet, still managed to force a smile and greet him. Brother Xiao. Qing Wanshu looked at Xiao, who was freeing his hands, and spoke. However, under the continuous attacks from the Xian puppets, his appearance was somewhat ragged. By the way, what happened to the 10 puppets? In the next moment, although Xiao had retracted the formation space, some residual energy remained, causing the place where Xiao had just fought to remain empty, obstructing Qing Wenshu's view. They're dead. I had planned to take them under my control, but I didn't expect them to be so fragile. Xiao shrugged helplessly, his voice tinged with regret. What? They're dead? Hearing this, Qing Wenshu was struck like a bolt of lightning to the heart. Those were 10 peak Do-Di puppets. If Xiao strength had reached the level of half-step Do-Xian or beyond, it might have been possible to kill the 10 puppets in a desperate situation. But right now, Xiao power was only at the peak Do-Di. Killing 10 puppets of the same level with just the strength of a peak Do-Di. Qing Wenshu had never heard of such an achievement. Let's take care of this guy first. Qing step back. Seeing Qing Wenshu's shock, Xiao shifted his attention. All right. Qing nodded slightly, evidently feeling the strain of battling the Do-Xian puppets for so long. Be careful. This guy's silver armor can absorb our attacks and convert them into his own power. Qing Wenshu said in a low voice, clearly having fought for a long time without finding the enemy's weakness. Oh, is that so? I'll give it a try. Xiao replied, as if he had an idea. I'll cover you. Hearing this, Qing Wenshu immediately flashed forward, appearing in front of the Do-Xian puppet, attempting to draw its attention. 7-layered Skybreaker ruler. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao figure flickered and appeared before the Do-Xian puppet. He immediately summoned the ancient ruler of heavenly flames from his back, and the black and white forces of life and death surged forward to strike at the puppet. The terrifying shockwaves from the attack even caused the surrounding space to slightly tremble. Rustle. Upon seeing Xiao overwhelming attack, the Do-Xian puppet made no attempt to dodge. Instead, it revealed a strange, inexplicable smile at the corner of its mouth. Boom, boom, boom. Xiao, though noticing the slight change in the puppet, did not hesitate. The dazzling 7-layered Skybreaker ruler slashed toward the Do-Xian puppet. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Just as the brilliant ruler's beam was about to strike the puppet, its hand suddenly leaned forward slightly. A silver Do-Chi enveloped its hand, and it reached out toward the void, making a grabbing motion. Boom, boom, boom. In the next moment, Xiao ruler beam directly struck the puppet's palm, and its energy was rapidly drained. Before long, Xiao ruler beam turned into pure energy, slowly flowing through the puppet's armor and into it. With the infusion of this power, the Do-Xian puppet, which had only been at the early 1-star Do-Xian stage, suddenly saw a slight surge in its strength. In an instant, all the energy from Xiao ruler beam was absorbed, and the Do-Xian puppet looked down at Xiao from above, remaining motionless. Retreat. Seeing this, Xiao quickly stepped on the ground and used the momentum to retreat. How is it? As Xiao retreated, Qing Wenshu followed closely behind. This guy is strong, but not unbeatable. The key to defeating him lies in his armor. Xiao said softly, his eyes rapidly calculating how to deal with the opponent. I'll feign an attack to cover for you. Let me try something. After a moment, Xiao came up with an idea and spoke slowly. Let's go. Qing Wenshu wasn't one to hesitate. He immediately charged toward the Do-Xian puppet. Beast, come at me. Qing Wenshu shouted, drawing its attention. The black and white life and death forces within him fused perfectly. If luck were on his side, he could break through and become a true Do-Xian. Roar. The Do-Xian puppet let out a beast-like cry upon hearing Qing Wenshu's arrogance, its figure vanishing instantly as it charged at him. This beast has absorbed the power of Xiao attack and is now even faster. Qing Wenshu frowned upon seeing this, struggling to hold on. Swish. Xiao watched the standoff and nodded to himself. In the next moment, 2 differently colored diamond-shaped crystals slowly emerged from Xiao palm. This time, it's up to you, Xiao muttered, then closed his eyes in concentration. Streams of green and yellow flames poured from the crystals, enveloping Xiao entire body. Such powerful fluctuations. What are these? From afar, Qing watched in shock, subtly shaking her head. The two crystals in Xiao Yan's hand gave off an overwhelming feeling. Qing, move aside. Xiao Yan's voice rang out as he saw Qing Wenshu on the verge of defeat. Got it. Qing Wenshu responded quickly, flashing out of the puppet's attack range. The moment Xiao Yan spoke, a massive fireball made of green and yellow flames shot toward the Docian puppet. Whoosh! The Docian puppet reacted just as it had before, absorbing Xiao Yan's earlier attack. Since you want to absorb it, then take it all. Xiao Yan growled, watching as the puppet began to absorb his attack without hesitation. Though the massive fireball wasn't the combined power of the two holy flames, but merely a mixture, its power was certainly too much for a Docian puppet to absorb. Boom, boom, boom. The brilliant green and yellow flames crashed into the puppet, and its silver armor began to shimmer, as if attempting to absorb the attack. What a powerful attack, Qing Wenshu muttered, stepping back. Even from a distance, the massive fireball made him feel a heavy pressure. He knew that if this attack landed on him, he wouldn't survive without serious injury. Let's hope Xiao Yan succeeds, or we'll have to go back empty-handed. The Ghost Moon Well's underground space can only be accessed on a full moon night. If we fail this time, we may have to wait a long time. Qing Wenshu said gravely, eyeing the fireball in the air. I'll see if your armor is stronger or my fireball is, Xiao Yan said, a smirk crossing his face. Xiao Yan was confident that if he combined the two holy flames' energies, the resulting wave of power would instantly obliterate the Docian puppet. But he had just arrived in the ghost realm, and exposing his ultimate techniques wasn't an option. So, he mixed the two holy flames' energies instead, and its power was naturally less than if they were fully merged. Boom, boom, boom. When the green and yellow fireballs made contact with the puppet, it seemed to sense immense pressure. The silver armor glowed, and there were faint signs of it trying to devour the flames. You want to absorb it? Fine, go ahead. Xiao Yan saw this and wasn't surprised. With a roar, he continued to pour more firepower from the holy flame crystals. Glub, glub. At first, the puppet calmly absorbed Xiao Yan's green and yellow flames. But over time, the silver glow began to fade, and cracks slowly appeared on the armor as it began to show signs of wear from the flames. Almost there. Xiao Yan muttered as he saw the cracks forming. Without hesitation, he leaped into action, his palm crackling with the power of life and death, unleashing a fierce strike at the Docian puppet. The puppet, fully absorbed by the fireball, didn't even notice Xiao Yan's move. Bang, bang, bang. The force of Xiao Yan's life and death-infused palm struck the puppet's already shattered armor, the sound of metal breaking echoing through the air. Did we succeed? Qing and Qing Wenshu, both watching from afar, couldn't help but exclaim in astonishment. Crash! Crash! The figure appeared no different from an ordinary human, but its entire body seemed a bit withered, resembling a dried corpse. Extremely terrifying. Xiao Yan, don't let him get away. Burn him. At that moment, Qing Wenshu suddenly remembered something and shouted, Is there something inside this dried corpse? Xiao Yan, hearing this, proceeded but questioned, for through his senses, he distinctly felt a chilling fluctuation coming from within the dried corpse that made his scalp tingle. Boom, boom, boom. The greenish-yellow fireballs were a mix of two sacred flames, their power needless to say. In just a few breaths, the dried corpse was completely burned to ashes. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just as Xiao Yan was about to stop, something flew out from the dried corpse, which had already been devoured and refined by the greenish-yellow fireball. What is that? Xiao Yan's mind stirred, his vigilance rising. Swish, swish. This is a good thing, it's a corpse pill. In the next moment, Qing Wenshu's eyes were quick, swiftly collecting the item that emerged from the fireball and speaking. Corpse pill? Xiao Yan, upon hearing, was taken aback. Quite a pity, there are only two. Qing Wenshu held the two corpse pills in his hand and walked over to Xiao Yan. What are these corpse pills for? Xiao Yan asked, confused. These? I'm afraid hardly anyone knows about them now, but I heard about them from my father. The guy hiding beneath the ghost moon well isn't a normal alchemist. He often uses living people to refine pills, or uses things that most would consider unworthy. And these Xian puppets are probably his proud creations. Don't underestimate the Xian puppet. From what I observed earlier, this guy must have been soaked in countless mysterious liquids and consumed many divine pills and rare medicines. His body is filled with treasures. Finally, when he perished, he was burned by your fire, Xiao brother, and by a fortunate coincidence, 2 corpse pills were formed. Shu explained. The energy hidden in these corpse pills is immense. I wonder what they're used for. Hearing this, Xiao silently nodded. Quite simple. The power contained within one of these corpse pills is enough for us to break through to Do D. As for whether one becomes a half-step Xian or Xian, that's up to you. Shu said with a slow smile. So strong? Xiao was surprised upon hearing this. Yes. It's a pity there are only 2. This one's for you, Xiao brother. Shu said, handing Xiao a high-quality corpse pill. In Xiao eyes, a dragon eye-sized pill appeared. A bright red pill, exuding a faint blood aura, and within it, an enormous energy that was something Xiao had never encountered before. Seeing this, Xiao didn't refuse and directly accepted it. With this pill, he believed he could truly break through to Xian. Don't blame Qing for being greedy. Only one person can consume one of these corpse pills, and I also have my difficulties. I hope Xiao brother, Shu, noticing Xiao silence, continued. Qing brother, no need for words. If it weren't for you leading the way, I wouldn't even have found this place, let alone the treasures here. Xiao smiled slightly. His vast soul power had already detected that the corpse pill given to him was of far better quality and luster than the one Shu kept, so he didn't mind. 2 corpse pills, one for you and one for me. That's for my Qing heir, Shu chuckled. Brother, it's fine. Let's look for more. Such a large pill haul shouldn't have only these treasures. Qing heir was surprisingly casual. After all, she was still some distance away from breaking through to Do D. Now that the Guardian has been defeated, let's see what treasures the pill haul has. Shu said, and the 3 of them all turned their eyes toward the pill haul in every direction. Be careful. Let's look around first. Don't touch anything, or triggering any traps will be bad. If you find anything, don't act alone, let's explore together. Xiao spoke gently. Qing heir and Shu nodded, and then the 3 split up, each heading off in a different direction to explore. No discovery yet. This pill haul is really quite large. Xiao was about to start exploring. He raised his eyes and couldn't help but remark on the vastness of the pill haul. The pill haul was generally square in shape, but its width stretched for thousands of meters, showing how grand it truly was. According to Xiao perception, he realized that the 10-peak Do D puppets were designed to serve the Xian puppet, which was likely the pride of the pill haul's master. Forget it, let's first see if there's any treasure around. After a brief thought without reaching any conclusions, Xiao decided not to dwell on it. The arrangement of these alchemy cauldrons is truly mysterious. Xiao moved cautiously, spreading his soul power so he could react immediately if Qing heir or Qing Shu encountered any danger. Why are these cauldrons arranged in a circular formation? Could they be protecting something? As Xiao walked around, he noticed that many alchemy cauldrons were arranged identically in a circle at the center of the pill haul, as if guarding something. There must be something here. With that thought, Xiao lowered his body slightly, slipped under a cauldron, and moved to the other side. These alchemy cauldrons were several dozen meters tall, tightly encircling the center of the pill haul, making it impossible to see the center from outside. Xiao fell into a momentary silence upon seeing the scene before him. What lay before him was a sunken ground. Several dozen alchemy cauldrons were arranged in an elliptical formation, securely guarding this sunken ground. If Xiao hadn't entered, he likely wouldn't have noticed it at all. The cauldrons were arranged around this depressed area. There's something odd here. Xiao with his keen instincts honed by years of experience, sensed something was off almost immediately. The sunken ground before him had steps leading down, about 20 steps in total, descending to the bottom. At the bottom was a circular open space, around 10 meters across, completely empty. This unusual emptiness piqued Xiaoyan's curiosity. Let's test it out. Xiaoyan scanned the surroundings, but found nothing unusual. He then picked up a small stone, gathered his dou qi, and threw it toward the sunken ground. This was the safest method. If there were any traps or danger, Xiaoyan could react instantly. The stone, propelled with fierce force, landed in the center of the sunken ground, but nothing happened. An illusion? Xiaoyan frowned slightly at the thought. A few minutes passed, but everything remained deathly silent. Forget it, let's get them to come take a look. Xiaoyan shook his head and exited from beneath the cauldron. As Xiaoyan left, a small crack appeared on the ground, and the stone he had thrown was silently swallowed. Did you find anything? Shortly after, Xiaoyan located Qing Er and Qing Wanshu and asked, "We haven't seen any elixirs in this pill hall, but there's an abundance of gold and silver treasures, which is odd," Qing Er replied with a frown. Qing Er has a point. Moreover, we searched every corner of this pill hall and couldn't find the master's remains, which is rather strange. There might be some hidden mechanism here, Qing Wanshu said cautiously, looking around. I did find something, Xiaoyan replied, nodding slightly. What did you find? Qing Wanshu exclaimed. You'll understand once you see it for yourself. Xiaoyan then led them to the spot he had found earlier. This is 12 Cauldrons Ritual? Qing Wanshu exclaimed as soon as he saw it beyond the cauldrons. 12 Cauldrons Ritual? Xiaoyan and Qing Er were surprised, evidently unfamiliar with the term. It's understandable that you wouldn't know. The 12 Cauldrons Ritual is an ancient and sinister technique, supposedly used by those with ill intentions to protect their remains. The powerful energy within this formation is something that ordinary people likely can't break, Qing Wanshu explained. Then what about this sunken ground in front of us? Xiaoyan asked again. Although he had tested it and found no immediate danger, he still felt something was off. There's likely more to it, Qing Wanshu replied, his gaze fixed on the 12 alchemy cauldrons surrounding them. The cauldron mouths look strange. Qing Wanshu quickly pointed out. Cauldron mouths? Xiaoyan looked closely, just as Qing Wanshu had said. Typically, cauldron mouths are inward-facing, as they're used to channel flames. As long as we seal these cauldrons, I believe the answer we seek will reveal itself, Qing Wanshu said. Let's begin. Without wasting any time, Qing Wanshu commanded. Bang! 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 The three figures swiftly flew towards the cauldron openings, sealing each of them shut within mere breaths. Be cautious, Qing Wanshu warned, standing atop the final alchemy cauldron. At this moment, out of the 12 cauldrons, only the one beneath him remained open, while the rest were fully sealed. Let's hope nothing goes wrong, Qing Wanshu muttered to himself. Then, with a resolute gesture, he forcefully closed the final cauldron. As the 12 cauldrons were sealed, an awe-inspiring sight unfolded before them. To everyone's surprise, the seemingly ordinary space below suddenly filled with a swirling white mist. A faint mechanical grinding sound echoed through the chamber, sending chills down their spines. What is this? Evil alchemist? Qing Wanshu exclaimed in shock as the white mist gradually dispersed, revealing a skeleton within the space below.